We are counting down all the book to movie changes in Harry Potter over the next few months to get ready for the HBO series coming out. So subscribe to the channel if you want more, but this change is a blatant one in Prisoner of Azkaban. Quidditch is a controversial subject in Harry Potter, for the simple reason that some people like sports and others don't. But one of my favorite books of the Harry Potter series is Prisoner of Azkaban, because it has so much Quidditch in it. Spoiler alert, I like sports. And there's one change in the Prisoner of Azkaban movie that they make that bothers me so much, and it has everything to do with Quidditch. Well, there's actually a few changes they make in Quidditch in the movies, to be honest, but the one I want to talk about in this video is all about the Firebolt. Movie watchers know the scene at the end of the movie, and a lot of people joke how it's a strange ending to the movie when Harry gets the Firebolt with a feather from Buckbeak. It's a gift from Sirius, and Harry then goes flying over the castle grounds looking like a fighter jet. But in the books, the Firebolt is actually an integral plot device that doesn't come at the end of the story, it comes in the dead middle. The movies portray it right when Harry falls off his broom against the match versus Hufflepuff, and Harry loses his prized Nimbus 2000 to the Whomping Willow. It's a devastating bit in the books as well as the movies. But in the books, after Harry loses his Nimbus 2000, he's trying to fly a school broom for practice and just goes through all the woes of grief and loss over his broom. A few pages later, though, he receives a mysterious package for Christmas, the Firebolt. He and Ron are through the moon and chatting about who is going to fly it first, then Hermione walks into the room and sees it. After a few questions about it, she then goes and tells McGonagall about it. And in a devastating fashion, McGonagall then confiscates the broom from Harry under the suspicion that Sirius Black, who at this point we still think is trying to kill Harry, was the one who gave the broom as a way to jinx him while flying and possibly throw him off his broom. This causes a huge rift between Ron and Harry against Hermione. So much so that they can't even talk for a few chapters. Ron is livid. And as a side note, if anyone wants to try to kill Harry in the books, just send him a jinx broom that will throw him off, because Harry was ready to fly that broom immediately without even asking any questions if it were from a mass murderer or not. The broomstick mayhem goes on for a few chapters even, right up until the game between Slytherin, when finally, McGonagall gives Harry back his broom after extensive tests by numerous professors to confirm that it truly wasn't jinxed. It's a change in the books that is not largely noticeable in the movies, because the movies really cut out the majority of Quidditch. And although I love Quidditch with everything in me, and I am awaiting the day that Quidditch becomes an actual sport when someone invents flying broomsticks, I get why they cut it from the movies. If you are going to cut anything, I think Quidditch is kind of a smart decision. The only downside, I think, is that the movies often become too serious, which is a critique I have of the third movies. Everyone talks about how the third movie is when they become adults and when they put off childish things, but the books have such a perfect balance of Harry being serious, but then just needing time to go play Quidditch because that's his best release. And he really needs time to just be a kid as well. If he's having a hard day, he always has Quidditch practice to look forward to, because flying is Harry's greatest love. So cutting it from the movies makes sense, but I think you lose some of the character of Harry, who isn't someone just trying to solve how a man broke out of prison. He's also a kid who loves sports and wants to ride his broom and not think about anything else except Quidditch. And I think that's what you miss by having the Firebolt come at the end rather than the middle. That and a whole heap of tension between Ron and Hermione because of it, which, to be honest, is probably the more important plot point in the book. Anyway, let me know what other changes from movie to book you don't like, or that you love, as we are counting down all the changes from the book to movie in the next few months in preparation for the HBO series coming out. So subscribe and like this video, and I will see you in the next one.